Hi, third graders. Welcome to our third reading video of the week, where we are identifying important ideas. Such a great skill to have when you're reading. We have been practicing all week reading from a book called Lifetimes, and we're going to keep doing that today. Only this time, I'm not going to tell you what I am thinking about the important ideas in the text. Instead, I'm going to ask you to do the thinking on your own, and I'm also going to ask you to write down your thinking so that you can send it to me. So if you don't have it already, please go grab yourself something to write with and a pencil or pen or whatever it is that you're going to write with. And go ahead and pause the video to do that and restart it when you're ready. Okay, so I'm going to go back to our PowerPoint here. All right, so we're going to read today about cactuses. So let's get started just by thinking in your head, getting your brain ready to learn. What do you think you know about cactuses? Okay, so I was thinking that something I already know, or I think I already know about cactuses, is that they can store a lot of water inside of them. And I think I know that they're a plant, and that they just kind of like suck up water and they keep it stored inside of them because they typically live in really dry places. I'm wondering if you thought of some other things that you think you know about cactuses. Okay, so now that your brains are thinking about cactuses and they've started activating the things that you think you know already, we're going to go ahead and read the passage about cactuses. Just like in the other two videos this week, I'm going to read it twice. The first time is just to notice and learn interesting things about cactuses. And then the second time, I'll ask you to focus a little bit more on identifying the important idea. But this first time, just think about what interesting things you can learn about cactuses as you listen. Okay. A lifetime for a saguaro cactus is about 100 years. If water were money, the saguaro would be rich. The saguaro grows in the desert where it doesn't rain for 8 or 9 months at a time. That's a long time. The temperature can get as hot as 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Most plants can't live in such a hot, dry place, but when it does rain, the saguaro saves as much as it can. It stores up to 250 gallons of water in its thick stem to keep it alive until the next rain. Where most plants can't grow at all, the saguaro thrives and grows up to 60 feet tall. The saguaro shares its wealth. Many desert animals depend on the saguaro for food and moisture. Native Americans who live in the desert use its juicy red fruit to make jam or syrup. Saguaros teach us how important it is to save and to share. Okay, so just think in your head, what are some interesting things that you learned about saguaro cactuses on this page? Okay, well, if you're like me, which maybe you're not, maybe you are, some interesting things that I can remember learning on that page. First of all, that a saguaro cactus, excuse me, can grow up to 60 feet tall. That's 10 times as tall as my husband. That's really tall. I didn't know that before. And also, something interesting that I learned is that a saguaro cactus can store water for 8 or 9 months. That's a really long time to not drink anything new. I'm wondering what else you remembered about this fascinating cactus. Okay, so now we're going to read it again. And this time, I'd like you to focus on identifying the most important idea from the passage. So as we're reading, ask yourself, what do you think is most important to understand and remember on this page? And if you had to say what this passage is about in one sentence, what would you say? Okay, so let's to the reading, and I will read it again. A lifetime for a saguaro cactus is about 100 years. If water were money, the saguaro would be rich. The saguaro grows in the desert where it doesn't rain for 8 or 9 months at a time. The temperature can get as hot as 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Most plants can't live in such a hot, dry place, but when it does rain, the saguaro saves as much as it can. It stores up to 250 gallons of water in its thick stem to keep it alive until the next rain. Where most plants can't grow at all, the saguaro thrives and grows up to 60 feet tall. The saguaro shares its wealth. Many desert animals depend on the saguaro for food and moisture. Native Americans who live in the desert use its juicy red fruit to make jam or syrup. Saguaros teach us how important it is to save and to share. Okay, so go ahead and think to yourself, what do you think is most important to understand and remember from that page? If you had to say what the passage is about in one sentence, what would you say? And what is the reason that you think this? Go ahead, even if it feels weird, and just say your ideas out loud right now to answer these questions. I'll pause for a couple seconds so you can do that. Okay, man, I really wish I could hear you all right now. I wish I had like little microphones in all of your rooms so I could hear your thinking. Now, what I would like you to do is get out that paper and the thing you're going to write with and write about that idea that you just said in the last slide, the idea that you think is the most important to remember from this page. And you can use these sentence starters right here to help you do your writing. So you can pause the video as soon as you want to and finish those sentences. I'll read them aloud to you once and then restart it once you've finished your writing. So here could be your sentence starters. I think the most important idea is that cactuses, the reason I think this is, go ahead and pause the video so you can write those sentences and restart when you've finished your writing. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited to see what you wrote. I know I say that every time, but it really is true every time. I just love getting your work and being able to see your thinking since I can't see it in the classroom. So go ahead if you're finished with this writing now and go to the Submit Your Work Here folder, the yellow folder in the Schoology page. Find the Identifying Important Ideas assignment and send me your work. All right, thanks for your great thinking. Remember that now anytime you're reading, it's important for you to use this comprehension skill of stopping to think about the important ideas as you read. Okay, thanks guys. See you later.